of a late card design Thursday. I'm so behind with the new baby and everything, but that's a good way to be behind if you're going to be behind. So let me tell you what we're going to do today. We're going to make a card with some autumn colors, and I'm really excited about that. I'm going to show you what we're going to be using, and then we're going to get started. I did not make a card ahead of time, so we'll be building this card together. So for the first thing, for the cardstock, I used the craft paper that I like to use. It's cardstock craft color by color block, and it's 8.5 by 11 already. And so when the sheets open this way, I just cut the paper to where it's going to be 5.5 this way by 8.5 this way. And so when we fold it over, it will be 4.25 by 5.5. Okay? And then the colors that I'm using on top of it, I found this wonderful textured paper at Hobby Lobby. And it's this light, kind of a light suede brown, and this very sparkly brown, and then this deep reddish color here. And so we're going to be using those. And I've already cut the paper for the sake of time, so I'll give you the dimensions. This paper right here was cut to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Okay? And then the dark brown was cut by 4 inches by 5 1/4. And the red is cut 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And the reason I usually go like 1/8 up all the way, but I actually gave it more room on the brown and the red because I like this brown here. It's kind of a bronzy color. I wouldn't actually call it brown. It's more bronze, and it's got little bronze and gold flecks in it. So I really like that paper. But I wanted to give the card some substance, so that's why I'm using 3 layers here. Then we're going to use these really pretty heart vines that I got from G's Embellishment Emporium, along with this little teapot and teacup that's together. That also came from G's. And then I'm going to be using this flower here that I pulled the center out so it looks like, it originally looked like this, and I pulled the center out of it. And these flowers came from Michael's. They were in their $1.99 spot. And then along with that, I'm also going to be using some Distress ink, my Vintage Photo Distress ink, and a pair of scissors, and I'll show you why. So let's get started. And I also want to share something else with you that I did today, but I'll do that at the end. Okay, the first thing we're going to do, after we've already made our card base here, put that aside right now, is I'm going to distress the edges. Now, some of this paper is not the same color on the reverse side. So when you cut it, you have a white edge, and I did not like that at all. So I'm going to distress the paper somewhat. And all I'm going to do is, I don't have a paper shredder, so all I'm going to do is take my scissors like this and kind of scruff up the edges. Very carefully, because it is kind of soft. But all I'm doing is distressing the edges. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm just kind of distressing the edges a little bit. And I'm going to do this on all 3 pieces. I'm going to finish this and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have all the edges scruffed up now. And so I'm going to take my little dauber here and my Vintage Photo ink, and I'm going to ink up all the sides on it, just in case is my Vintage Photo dried up? I don't think so. So I'm just going to ink the sides of it up. On all 3 pieces. So let me finish doing that and I'll be right back. Sorry guys, I didn't realize my camera had cut off on me. I don't know what's going on with it. But basically all I did was to glue the 3 layers down on the card. So I don't know if you got that part or not, so because I'm not really sure where it cut off, so we'll just say you didn't, and I'm just telling you what I did. Okay, so now what we're going to do is put our little vines here and here. And we're trying to get these straight as possible. Now I was trying to think about how I could get these on here and what I was going to use the glue. And honestly, I'm just going to use my art glitter glue because I've used it on bigger things before and it's worked out perfect. And I love the glue. So what I'm just going to do is put it very lightly on the edges here. I have full confidence that this is going to stick. I really believe it will work because I have used it before and it dries clear, so I'm not too worried about getting it on the card. I'm just worried about getting it in the right place. So let's get this lined up and make sure it's straight. And that looks straight to me. And then just press it down and hold it for a minute. And it does give you a little bit of wiggle room if you kind of didn't get it, feel like it's not aligned right. So I'm not going to mess with it too much, just going to leave it there. Then I'm going to turn the card upside down and I'm going to look and see where this one is aligned so I can sort of get it in the middle here. Okay. And I'm just going to do the same thing to it. I just didn't feel like doing my hot glue gun tonight, and because this is so tiny anyway and it's very lightweight, I wasn't sure about the hot glue gun anyway because it just makes a big old globby mess sometimes, and I'm not into big globby messes tonight. Okay, let's see if I got that lined up right. I think I'm due, but make sure it's straight. Hold that there for a moment. Now, you are going to get glue on your hands. There's just no other way around it, but it's okay. It's just glue. And I always keep me a baby wipe close by to wipe my hands on. Now, let me look at it and see. Wow. Huh. I think we got it lined up right. Now, I may have to go back with some a glue gun or E6000 to glue my teapot on. But you know what? I'm going to try it with art glitter glue first. So I'm just going to glue this flower in the center. And I am just really not sure if it's going to hold this charm or not. But you know what? We're going to see. And if not, I'll fix it with something else, you know. All about trial and error. But I have so much confidence in my art glitter glue. I love this glue. Not that I haven't mentioned it 100,000 times before. Okay, I'm just going to hold that down there for a couple of seconds. Well, maybe more than a couple of seconds. Maybe about 10. Okay. Now I just need to move that flower petal behind there. And there we go. And I just love the way this card looks. I just think it's lovely. And then you can put any kind of sentiment you want on here. And so I have an idea for this card. I am going to send it to somebody. So that needs some cheering up. So, yep. And you can find all the items that I used tonight on this card. The cardstock, like I said, was from Hobby Lobby. The heart vines and the teapots are from G's Embellishment Emporium. These came from the $1.99 spot in Michael's. And the cardstock I actually got at Walmart. I liked it, and so And then the art glitter glue, of course, you can find it at maymaymadeit.com. And I'm telling you, so far, it's doing good. So I'm really happy with that. See, I told you I believed in my art glitter glue. I use this stuff for absolutely everything. I mean, I really do. This is like my third bottle I'm on. I've been ordering it ahead, just keep it on stock, because I don't want to run out when it gets cold again, because they won't ship it when it's cold. Not May, but where they get it from, they won't ship it when it's cold outside. So, oh yeah, and I use Tim Holtz Distressed Ink Vintage Photo. So that's a card for the Card Design Thursday. And it literally, once you get the paper cut, it took me, what, seconds to put it together. All I did was cut the cardstock. I roughed up the edges to give it sort of a distressed look. I inked the edges with the Vintage Photo. I glued these two, then glued the paper on top of the card base. Glued the two vines on, the flower, and the teapot. And voila, you have just a really pretty vintagey looking card. And I really, really like that. So, I hope you enjoy the card. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. But before I go, I promised you I was going to show you something that I did today. And that is, of course, if I can find what I did today, because I don't know what I just did with it. Well, I'll tell you what I did. Maybe I'll find it in the process. Y'all, my table is a disaster right now. I've been working on so many projects and trying to catch up. But basically what I did was I took one of my charms that I got from G's Embellishment Emporium, and I changed it, the color-wise, into copper. And if we have enough time, I'll show you. I'll see if I can show you right quick. Gosh, this was so easy, and I loved how he turned out. If I can find him. Do I have another one? Wrong bag. Oh, that's why I can't find him, because he wasn't bronze. He was silver. And I got him around here somewhere, because I just put him up, but I don't know where I put him right now. He was on a piece of paper that I had. That's what happened to him, and I moved my paper. He is on my table somewhere now. Anyway, I'll show you what I did. I took one of these scarecrows here, and it's silver, and I wanted to make him more rustic looking. So what I did was, let me get my plate out here. What I did was I used my reverse tweezers to help me, and I also got these from May Made It too. So I took me some, oh, and this is what I used my 60% off at Michael's with my gift cards I got for my birthday. I've been wanting one of these forever. So I've been playing with a lot of stuff. So I got, this is just clear embossing ink, and I just rubbed it all over the scarecrow and got him nice and all covered and everything, and then put him in the tray. I hope he's good, because things don't always work out when I do them on camera. Okay, so then I covered him with copper embossing powder. Oops, I'm gonna leave that open because I got to pour this back in. Make sure he was nice and covered. Okay. I think he might have could. I might do a second coat on this one, but paper. You put him down on the paper and pour this back in my container. Okay. Okay, so then once we got it out and got most of the excess powder off of it, you just turn this on. And remember, this is metal. Okay, there we go. We have an embossed scarecrow and he's copper looking, and it is so cool. I have been playing. Oh, look, here's the one that I made. I knew it was on my table somewhere. This is it right here. Isn't that not cool? And you can tell this was silver. I have not done him on the back yet, but I just thought that was really cool, especially to use on a autumn card or something. And so here is the one that we just finished. The only reason I wait a little while, it's hard. I mean, it's good to go, but it is metal and it does get hot. So, but this is what it looks like after it's cooled down and everything, and it really does work. I'm so excited about this. And I'm working on a frozen fairy in a jar, and I have some snowflakes that are metal, and I got some white shimmering embossing powder too. So that I just wanted to show you that you can emboss on charms and stuff. And then this is our card for the day. All right, guys, much love to you. Make sure you do a random act of kindness and love and treat each other with respect. Okay, guys, talk to you later. Bye.